Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today I'm going to be reviewing another obscure sci-fi film. This one is titled This Island Earth. So, just get into it, I suppose. Yeah, it's kind of a weird title, but that's fine. And I do own this film on regular DVD, of course. And with that being said, let's get into it, shall we? Of course, I'm a cup of Joe. And of course, I do have to talk about the plot of this film. Oh yeah. This film is based on a novel by the same name, which, by the way, just so you know, I've not read yet. But yeah, I can't tell you if it's faithful or not because I honestly don't know. But anyway, we get to see that there's this scientist character and jet pilot whom are sent to an unusual spot. But however, he is instead receives some instructions and parts to build a complex device, and this device will help them out in some sort of way, I guess you can say. And the scientist doctor character is an expert in electronics, I guess you can say, and also on nuclear energy, of course. So he's bewildered when some catalog shows up in his lab, and then selling parts for wacky machines that he never heard of before. Being the cautious type, played by the rules type of person, he orders one of everything and sets up about trying to put it all together, of course. When he's done, he has something called this sort of machine, which is apparently a machine designed to test his ability to make rash decisions. And of course, things get rather crazy as goes along. Of course, there's going to be aliens involved in this film in some sort of fashion, obviously. I didn't think this film was terrible or anything, folks. I would say it was rather decent, I suppose. I enjoyed it. And, yeah, it does have a certain charm to it, of course, folks. Overall, I thought the film was pretty good in its own way. I thought the production for this film was really good. I mean, yes, it's low budget, very, very low budget, of course. I did like the location scenes that took place. It was really well done, I guess you can say, folks. I like the direction the director was going with. I mean, okay, granted, it's not the most original sci-fi film ever. Yes, it's no masterpiece by any means of the imagination, but still, I quite enjoyed it. I like the scenery. I like the characters. The story itself is pretty straightforward, I guess you can say. It's pretty simple. And yeah, it does get rather cheesy at times, but oh well. And some of the dialogue and some of the acting is also quite cheesy as well. But it wasn't enough for me to be ruined, I guess you can say. I liked some of the effects that were done in here. Some of the effects were actually nicely done considering the time it was made. I mean, yes, it's low budget, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. But overall, folks, I liked how this was done. Yeah, I mean, I've seen better, sure. I've also seen worse. But overall, folks, I would say something definitely worth watching. Oh boy, folks, I'm a top secret agent and I'm watching this stuff. Oh boy. This Island Earth did receive some mixed reviews upon its release. But from my personal opinion, folks, I didn't think it was all that bad, really. And I did think some of the pacing of this film could have been worked a bit better. Because at times it came off rather slow. So, I guess in some ways that works against it because I don't think that was the intention. Overall, folks, I thought this was a pretty good film. I liked the story. The way it was shot was really good. And also, it did have a pretty good cast, I guess you can say. I did like the direction in which it was going. Also, the costume design wasn't too bad, I suppose, folks. So yeah, what was done overall was really good, I guess you can say. I mean, yeah, some of the acting did come off a bit stiff, I guess you can say, but I did like the design for the alien monster. The design for the alien monster was pretty good, folks. So yeah, this is definitely a well-made film overall. I mean, yeah, it's low budget, but so what? I tend to watch these kinds of movies anyway, really low budget stuff anyway. So yeah, folks, I did think this was done overall. I did like how this film was made. I guess I might be one of those few people that actually enjoy this film. Like I said before, this film did get mixed reviews upon its release, which I don't understand why. It wasn't all that bad if you ask me, folks. This film definitely has its moments, And it definitely has a certain charm, I guess you can say. I did like the sets. These sets were pretty damn cool, if you ask me. The outfits actors and actresses wore were pretty solid, I suppose. I like that as well. And yeah, it's something quite old, but that's fine. I like watching really old films anyway. And yeah, I often want to dig up more of these types of stuff anyway. And I do plan to review more obscure sci-fi films, if you ask folks. I would do that. Yeah, folks, this is a cheaply made film, but overall, I thought it was quite enjoyable. I'll tell you that. This movie's defense, I can't say that I did enjoy it a hell lot more than Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Oh boy, that movie was really, really shitty. And don't tell me it's a good movie, because that movie's a pile of fucking shit. Don't even try to justify it. Fuck. Don't make me make an accident happen. Anyway, at least there was the new Star Wars film that came out, and that was definitely an improvement, I'll tell you that. Which I enjoyed way more than any of the Transformers films. My god, those movies are shitty. How is Michael Bay still making movies? Yeah, I made an accident occurred a while back because somebody told me I had to watch it. Fuck that shit. Well, anyway, folks, back to this sci-fi film. I did enjoy it, folks, for what it is. And I thought this was a good quality film, I should say. And I didn't think it didn't come off disconnected anywhere. And despite some of its flaws, I mean, some stuff didn't flow along with the film. Like I said before, some of the pacing is a bit off. But still, folks, I really enjoyed this film for what it is, folks. It's not that bad, if you ask me. This is one of those films that can be from the sci-fi genre. And this film is definitely a well-made film and very engaging in its own way. It entertained me enough to actually like it, I guess you can say. And so yeah, overall, folks, I thought they had a solid script, I guess you can say. And overall, it's a fun movie to watch, I guess you can say. It's a fun movie to watch overall. It may not be no means a masterpiece or anything, but still. I have enjoyed this film enough to want to watch this again, so I'll give it a recommendation, folks. Oh yeah. Of course, it had its own sense of adventure, which of course is always a good thing for these types of movies. For these kinds of movies, you definitely have to have a sense of adventure, a sense of journey, and that's always a good thing, folks. Oh yeah, that's for damn sure. I like how some of these sequences were placed together, folks. They were nicely edited together. Especially, again, considering the fact that this is a low-budget film, and the fact that it was made way back when. So, considering those two factors, it was well produced. If I were the director of this film, I would have done like a more naughty version of this film, folks, I guess you can say, because just because it's sci-fi doesn't necessarily mean it has to be strictly for kids. Maybe it's just me, I guess. I would have done more of like I said, more of a naughtier version of this film. Oh yeah. Since it's supposed to be based on a book by the same name anyway, so you kind of do some elements from that and give it your own twist. Because why the fuck not, folks? Yeah. Look at the original Star Wars films, for example, folks. Those films got violent, but of course a lot of the parents had complained about the level of violence in them. So the animated shows were extremely watered down because of their complaints. Then we see Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Look at Princess Leia, for example. So, and that is supposed to be for kids? What? I don't get it. It makes no damn sense. What the fuck? It makes no damn sense at all. But anyway, folks, back to this film. I say it's worth watching, folks. It's not that bad of a film. This Planet Earth is a very entertaining film overall, folks. I enjoyed it. It has its entertainment value. This Island Earth gets an overall rating of 6.7 out of 10. It gets a 6.7 out of 10. It's a solid feature. I had a lot of fun watching it. As always, thanks for watching and take care. See ya.